we may have to remake. Because I do not believe this is supposed to be a ZVT. Or is it? Question mark? What? Okay. Never mind. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres ALE, we have El Patito himself representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is one of our very own, the Peruvian Zerg player, Ryu. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have typically the Mexican Zerg player, but here, the Mexican Terran. Question mark. Off racing, representing Oscillatory Universe. It is Alain. Shout out to Alain for mixing things up here and breaking up the monotony, making sure we don't have too many ZVZs. But I have to wonder, how good is his Terran? And why does he want to play Terran? That's what I want to know. We did have an SCV scout here confirming the hatch first, so Alain is well aware of that. Ryu isn't a very cheesy player. He's pretty standard, he's pretty orthodox, not unorthodox. So, yeah, Alain does at least confirm that, but I wonder, because usually when you off-race, it's for a reason, whether it's a proxy, whether it's a cheese, maybe go for an all-in. I doubt he's going to play standard here. Maybe he's like a Jim Rising where he doesn't like the mirror matchup, so he goes for something else instead. I'm very curious. Like, Alain, you have my attention. What is your plan here? Because Ryu's ZVT is pretty good. it's just saying, you know, it's pretty good. It's not bad. Is this your ultimate dream? A Zerg tournament. Terrans hibernate in the month of June. I thought they did. Tournaments are only for Zerg players. Well, I mean, just wait and see, because apparently one of our Zergs is an infested Terran. You know, apparently one of them has converted. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, meanwhile, I did just notice something that should be changed towards the top right. As I try and do it on the fly. Break the wall esports. Corner. There we go. I knew I forgot something. There we go. Oh. Meanwhile, Reaper goes across the map, tries to slip into the main base, does not delay the third, as Ryu does get his hatchery up and running. Oh. And a pretty interesting location as well, going for the triangular third instead of the horizontal third here for Ryu. Usually this does signify that he wants to be aggressive. But again, I don't, you know, I don't see Ryu going for any kind of big all-in. I see him playing, like, warming up here for the finals. And Alain going for a pretty standard 1-1-1. Okay. We don't see this too often anymore. Again, like third CC before Starport has become so popular and so common recently. I appreciate it whenever we see a 1-1-1. Tech Lab on the way as well onto that Rax. Meanwhile, Ryu going for a nicely timed Baneliness as well. It makes sense. He hasn't really been able to see too much. He did dip in with his Overlord earlier. He did confirm the factory, and now he confirms in the end the 1-1-1. He will also be able to see if we have an add-on switch, and we do, as it looks like Alain wants to go into Banshees. There we go, Cloak is on the way. Viking first, I do appreciate that. I wonder if he wants to fake out a little bit, because he knows that he's being scouted right now. I wonder if he goes Viking first, kills the Overlord, then cancels the Cloak. Because it's been scouted, I don't know if it's the wisest choice to commit to Banshees, like, regardless, despite, you know, the fact that Ryu sees this, because, again, it is Ryu. We're talking about, like, you are kind of going up against a pro player here. We'll see, we'll see. So far, the Hellions doing a decent job at slowing down this creep. Meanwhile, it looks like we will see a commitment into Banshees. Makes sense, makes sense. You know, why try and divert your path here? Okay, we're committed. It's the absence of sense. He must have lost the bet, maybe. It's possible, it's possible. And oh, we have A very interesting turn of events here from Alain. He is going for concussive shell first. I smell a Hellbat Marauder push. With Banshees as well, we'll keep an eye out for the armory. Again, like, concussive shell is very, very kind of outside of the norm. What's interesting is that he is still getting a third CC behind this, so it's not going to be an all-in, but still a very dedicated push nonetheless. As Hellions are being set up here outside the natural base, there is the armory that we were waiting for. So again, we have confirmation that it is indeed going to be Hellbats and Marauders. I love the inclusion of the medevac. The medevac is going to load up all the Marauders it can and zoom out across the map with everything that he has. And this has been unscattered here from Ryu. He has no idea what's coming his way. He is set up for the most part defensively. Like, he did throw down that safety Baneling nest earlier, so he already has 2 Banelings. He has a decent amount of Lings. He has some Queens as well. So he's not completely defenseless, but again, he just doesn't see this coming. Not yet. The Ling Scout is going to be so important, but even so, the Lings aren't going to see too much. Maybe they will see the medevac as it leaves. Oh, does check the third. Oh, does check the natural, confirming the third CC. As he chips away, he may see the Hellions, and he sees a couple back at home, which is a bit of a tell, but the Lings do get cleaned up, and they will not see this medevac. As, of course, Alain from here is throwing down 2 more factories and going into mech. Shaking my head. Shaking my head. Why does it have to be mech? Why? So far, the Hellions cleaning up a lot of creep here outside of the natural base. But again, still just cleaning up creep. I do think that this push is honestly late. I feel like it should have hit by now, to be honest. Oh my god, that's around! Oh, the Lings do get around 1 of these Hellions. I say 1. Really, I mean 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god! Everything gets cleaned up. And now that this has happened, like, 5 Hellions? Sorry, 5 Hellbats definitely would have impacted this push. Oh god, I don't know if this is gonna work anymore. Hydras are coming out. We still have our Baneling. Lings are trying to go across the map. They're not here to defend. And now the Hellions, the Hellbats, are gonna reveal themselves. The wall is on a wall! Oh my god, the Lings, they get into the natural base. SCVs are gonna be falling down left and right. Meanwhile, Banelings are being morphed in back at home. Hydras are out as well. The Banelings do crash in as we even have Baneling speed. And this push is going to get nothing done. He trades a little bit. He does get a couple of Hydras, but again, we have more than enough Banelings to defend. At the same time, Lings wreak havoc, not just in the natural, they even get into the main base, confirming all the factories. And Ryu, he's up 50 workers. Oh my god. Again, the Hellbat push was late. It was also weakened because he lost all of his Hellions earlier. The run by was insane. The wall was never meant to be a wall. And Alain gets knocked down to 26 workers. Oof. He does have a third CC, so he does have triple mule available to him, which is something. He does have a lot of tanks, so he can set himself up defensively. But is there a road of recovery here? Maybe a Doom drop. He only has 2 medevacs though, so he can't really do that either. In all honesty, I don't know if there is a way back here. Drops regardless, I think, are a good way to try and equalize the damage and try and force Ryu back home and buy time. So I do think drops are the only thing that he can do right now. But there is only 1 drop going out across the map. Oh god, the CC is under threat. No, there's no way. Is the CC gonna go down? Oh, does catch fire. Meanwhile, drop does go out across the map. Hellions get unloaded, but they're only Hellions, and there's only 2 of them. Only 2. Oh. Medevac gets cleaned up as well, and okay. We have Hydras on the way. Sorry, we have Vipers on the way. There's a world where maybe if the Vipers get killed first, because of the amount of tanks that we have, because we have a lot of tanks. We have 8 tanks in total. If all 8 of these tanks are a part of the fight, and if they're all in range, and if they're all like nicely spread out and in position, then I do think that Alain can hold on. The first wave, I should say. But obviously, like, Vipers kind of nullify that. Like, Vipers come in, they can Blinding Cloud, they can Abduct as well. Oof. And there's 4 of them. Like, the Vipers make it really difficult to believe that there is a way for Alain to come back. If Ryu didn't have Hive Tech, then maybe, but alas, he does have Hive Tech. Here we go. The creep has extended all the way across the map here outside the 4th base location. Alain does have a really nice spread of tanks, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing to protect the tanks. From the Vipers specifically. As Blinding Clouds are thrown down left and right, we even have a couple of Abducts as well, and every single tank will go down to the Mass Hydra. We didn't even need Lings, we didn't even need Lurkers. GG gets called, and Ryu takes game number 1. I appreciate the idea behind what Alain was doing with the Hellbat Marauder push, but again, it felt almost as if like he was second guessing himself. Like he was, you know, he didn't have a lot of faith in his timing, so because of that, it was a little bit delayed. Maybe he was distracted because he was trying to be active with his Hellions on the map instead, being a little bit ambitious with them, and oof, yeah, it did all kind of go the way of Ryu. But I have to wonder, is Alain going to switch races? Is he going to commit to Terran? Is he going to switch back to Zerg? Is he going to play Protoss? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Oh, I'm just checking, and every single one of his races is pretty similar in MMR. His Terran, Zerg, and Protoss. So he can do whatever he wants, to be honest. Oh, and he will. Of course he will. Of course he will. Alain, he tried out game 1 as Terran. Tried to maybe, you know, be a little bit cheeky here with his opener, with his plans. But now, he's going back to his main race. He is switching to Zerg. The ZvZs are upon us, mate. They're here. They're finally here. And we'll see how they go. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have our Peruvian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings, El Patito himself. It is a Street Fighter. It is Ryu. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have the Mexican Zerg player. Now playing Zerg, playing his main race. Representing Oscillatory Universe. It is Alain. I appreciate that he was trying something a little bit different in game 1, but now he is his main race, and I am shocked that he didn't go for a 13-12 or a 12 pool or a 12-11 or anything like that. He's going hatch first. What a madman. to open and play standard here against Ryu. Of course, the opener is standard, but yeah, I'm a little bit shocked. I guess it makes sense. We are on Glittering Ashes. Like, pool first builds aren't amazing on this map. They're not that great, I'll be honest. Because of the rush distance, Ryu has plenty of time to see the Lings and also to respond to early Lings as well. So it makes sense for him not to go for that. But again, it does mean that the veto process maybe didn't go his way, to end up on one of the larger maps. Two of the more standard maps, I should say. Meanwhile, likewise, Ryu going for hatch gas pool, nothing crazy here. It's kind of what we would expect. Really, we're kind of looking to see where they start to diverge. Is anyone going to skip their Baneling Nest? Is anyone going to go straight into Roaches? Are we going to see 2-base Muta? There's a lot of options here. Are we going to see 2-base, you know, Nidus all-ins? A lot of it, like, a lot of this ZvZ is going to start shaping up here and now. Oh my god. Alain? What is happening? He throws down a macro hatch at his natural. This is spotted immediately by Ryu, so now he knows it's going to be a 2-base build. with this macro hatchery, he's going to have a lot of larva, so he can make use of that larva quite well. He also has a decent wall off. What is the plan here? Still don't have any tech structures, not yet. None early on. I imagine he's going to skip his Bailey Nest. Meanwhile, ooh, slow links of Ryu slip into the main base, confirming no additional gases, no lair, nothing else here for Alain. And Alain is walling off with an Evo chamber as well. I think he's waiting for this link to be cleaned up, and finally it's going to go down. What kind of tech are we going to see for Alain? Like, he didn't even, like, link speed is on the way, sure. Is he also going to get +1 melee just for a regular link flood? That makes sense. But Ryu is also getting +1 melee, so he wants to link flood his opponent. As the Evo is in the main. Yep, here we go. Very similar ideas from our players. Unfortunately, Ryu is going to be faster with +1 melee. He's also going to have a Bailey Nest as well, so he can go into Ling Bane. His third base, or his third hatchery, is later, but I think that's fine. So there is going to be a window here where Ryu is going to have a big upgrade advantage. And it's all going to come down to Ling Bane. Lings get cleaned up. Here we go. This was a pretty important scout. Alain does spot the Evo chamber. He does see it upgrading. He should know 100% that Ryu is doing the same thing that he's doing. Bailey Nest is on the way as well. I don't know if I like this. 2 gases? Why? We don't need this much gas. He's going into roaches. Okay. I think he plans to just defend on 2 bases and just go straight into roaches now. He's trying to adapt here to what Ryu is doing. But Ryu, +1 melee is about to finish up. Like, his Lings are going to have so much firepower here. This Queen is not long for this world. There's not enough energy for Transfuse. Oh my god, I didn't think it was possible, but we have so much surface area on this hatchery. The hatchery just goes down. Just like that. Up. Not the best use of these Banelings, I'll be honest. Meanwhile, the Lings rock up again. The hatchery goes down once again. Banelings are being walked in, but it's a little bit too late. There's one Baneling here available for Alain. Ooh, but the Banelings do crash into the mineral line, and the Lings avoid the Baneling entirely and go straight into the main base. Banelings are being morphed in as well. Up. How good is the connection? It's okay. It gets 3 Lings. We have 2 more Banelings here available. It looks like they will get off. It looks like Alain should be able to clean up most of this, but +1 melee Lings do so much damage. And the Banelings, they're rolling in. One of them gets focused out, but we still have 2. No! Not like this. 7 drones go down. Lings are flooding in, and roaches are not going to survive. +1 melee Lings, especially when they get surrounds on roaches. They just eat them up. They don't even care. They don't even care, mate. Alain now down in workers. The Ling Flood is still coming, by the way. +1 carapace on the way for Ryu. Taking up into lair so he can go into mutas if he wants to, if he takes more gases. But he doesn't need to be honest. All he has to do is hold down that Z key. Nice positioning here by Alain. Gonna get a Baneling as well. Baneling's gonna be so important, but it could be too late. He needed the Baneling earlier. Not like this. Oh, he files his own Baneling. No! The Baneling will not finish. The Lings surround everything. GG gets called, and Ryu takes the series 2-0. Not like this, Papi. Not like this. GG. Congratulations to Ryu there. Alain, I love that he was doing something a little bit quirky there. Maybe he could have been able to hold on, but again, because he knew that Ryu was committed to the Ling Flood, he needed Banelings a little bit faster to keep his roaches alive. Even if that had happened though, he was down in workers, he was down in drones. Like, Ryu had done so much economic damage that he could do whatever he wanted at that point. GG. Well played. Ryu moves on to the grand finals.